Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a pregnancy update, and at the end we're going to finally do his name reveal. My daughter's behind me watching my phone. She is behind me watching my phone, and I'm hoping I can get her to say a few things at the end, so we'll see about that. But I wouldn't bet on it. But let's go ahead and get started. Today, actually no, it was yesterday. I was 34 weeks pregnant yesterday. And I've written down some notes here. And the first thing I'm going to go through are my symptoms. And I would say that the biggest thing right now is my hurting back, and it hurts all the time if I'm trying to do too much, but more so at night when I'm trying to sleep. So that's definitely becoming more and more of an issue. And then also leaky boobs. I did not know that was going to happen. That did not happen to me when I was pregnant with my daughter Kaya, but it has happened this time, and they've actually been leaking for a while now. I'm not sure when I did the last update. I'll have to look, but I would say for several weeks now they've been leaking. And then, not a new symptom, but heartburn. That is a whole new level than the last time I was pregnant. I had heartburn with her, but this time my heartburn is crazy. It's made me throw up. It makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up, and so I'm taking like I'll take something before I lay down at night to kind of help with it, because as you lay it gets worse. And it just feels like it's just sitting right here, and it just makes you like do that because you just want to throw up because you feel like you have something sitting right here. Another thing I wrote is that my skin is very dry, but that could very well just be winter, and you know, that's what happens to your skin in winter and having the heat on and all that. But my skin and everything has been so dry, and I just can't get like my skin and my face and my lips moisturized enough. And then the last thing I wrote is tired very easily. It's just that my body, like mentally, I want to do a lot more than my body will let me. Like a few weeks ago, in one of my last videos, my husband and I cleaned out my daughter's playroom before Christmas, and I was hurting very badly after doing that and just bending over so much, and my body just gets tired much quicker than it usually does, but I guess that's to be expected with all this extra weight. Another thing that I wrote that I wanted to talk about, hold on, my cat's gonna knock my drink over. Okay, so another thing I wrote is that my husband and I last weekend both got the Tdap shot. So it's the whooping cough, and I think that must be a new thing. Well, actually the pharmacist said it was a new thing, but we did not have to get that with Kaya, but we got that last weekend. We just went to CVS, and then I also got the flu shot, and which I usually don't get the flu shot either. The last time I got one was when I was pregnant with her, and I don't remember at all having a reaction to the flu shot at that time. But so we got those shots at noon on Saturday, and then when we were laying down to go to bed on Saturday night, I could not stop shivering, and I told my husband I felt like I had a fever, And then I ended up taking my temperature the next day, and I did have it was a very low grade fever, but I did. And I just felt like my whole body ached, and just felt like I'd been beat up. Sorry, the cat's moving the stand. And that continued for like 2 days. So on Sunday, that next day after the shots, I pretty much slept the whole entire day. And then towards the evening, I did get up for a little bit and eat something, and noticed that I was having a ton of contractions. And I have them here and there, like if I'm doing something, you know, I'll have a Braxton Hicks contraction, but I noticed that I kept getting these contractions, and I wasn't doing anything strenuous. I'd been sleeping and I was sitting on the couch. So I downloaded an app and started timing them, and I timed them for an hour. And my first contraction, at first they were like 3 minutes apart. Some were 3, some were 4. And then, but at the end of the hour, they started to move to 5 minutes apart, and then 6 minutes apart. So, and then they were lasting only like 30 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds. So, I didn't know at what point do you take contractions seriously. So the following day, I wasn't too worried about it. I just quit timing them once they moved to 6 minutes apart, and because I had a doctor's appointment the following day and told them everything that happened and asked when I needed to care. And she basically said, I think she said when they're consistently 5 minutes apart and increasing in intensity, and so they weren't consistent and they also weren't increasing in intensity, so they were no big deal. But she also said that with everything going on with the fact that I wasn't feeling well and not eating and drinking like I normally would, that was probably just the reason for the contractions alone, was just like the lack of hydration could cause that, and it wasn't like a true contraction. So that was no big deal, and I don't think I've had any since. So the next thing, weight gain. I can't remember exactly what I started at. Did I start at 132 or 134?
132, I think. 132.
So if my last appointment I weighed 154.
Yep.
So that is how many pounds? 22?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Yes, that's 22.
He said, are you asking me? But so I have about a 22-pound weight gain so far at 34 weeks. Although it's been I feel like recently I haven't really gained much weight, if any, at my appointments, but they're also much closer together. I am already going at I'm already going every week, and that's because of the gestational diabetes. So I go each week already to get a non-stress test, and every other week, I gotta move. And every other week they do an ultrasound to measure him. And so the last one I got, he was 4 pounds 10 ounces, I believe they estimated. So he is right on track. He is not too big or anything like that, which is what they're checking for. And my diabetes has been fairly easy to control now. With still with diet, I don't have to take any insulin or anything, so it is no big deal at all. Where are you going? So I'm able to control it with my diet, but the doctor said that she was planning to take the baby at 38 weeks because of the diabetes, and I was kind of planning to try to talk her out of that. If when it gets closer to time, if I am still able to control my diabetes and my blood pressure is still good. But I found out at my most recent appointment with both my OB and my endocrinologist that the reason that they plan that and do that is because many times at the end of the pregnancy, women have a really hard time controlling their diabetes no matter what they do. So that's why they plan to take them early, and I didn't know that. And also because typically the babies are bigger too, and but at this point my husband's walking through being dumb, but at this point he is not big for where he is. He was in the 50th percentile, right? Last time. So he's actually right where he needs to be. I was gonna have my daughter say some words, but she just left.
She's pooping.
She's pooping. So I wasn't gonna say that, but I know that when that happens, she's there for a long time. So I might have to stop this and wait till she's done. But anyway, so that's the plan for him to be here at 38 weeks, which will be right at the end of January, so right at 1 month from now. But when it gets closer and if everything's still okay, I'm going to push that we wait for him to stay in 40 weeks if at all possible, because if he is not too big and everything is okay, then there is no reason he cannot hang out for the full time. Even though my body would like him to be out probably now, but I know it's best for him if everything is okay and healthy to stay in full term, and that's what I want, obviously. And then the next thing is I was going to show you a picture or give you a bump shot. So I'll show you the bump, and then I will turn this off and wait for my daughter to come, because I was going to ask her how she felt about being a big sister, and also see if she will tell you his name. I highly doubt that she will. She most of the time won't even say his name to us. So but if not, I have a little sign. And also at the end I'll insert a picture that I took, that I posted like on Facebook and Instagram, of kind of like the little name reveal I did. I was gonna kind of recreate it for this video, but it was a kind of Christmassy, so I didn't do that. I just took the sign that I had with his name on it, and we'll just tell you his name. I thought it would be cute if she would tell you his name, but don't count on that. So bump shot now. All right, so here is the bump at 34 weeks. And somehow I have been lucky enough to not get any stretch marks. Here it is in all of its glory. Somehow I don't have that line yet, and I did get that last time. So as I expected, she will have no part of this talking, so we won't ask her today how she feels about being a big sister, or I'll have to wait till she's in the right mood, and right now is not it. But I will go ahead and share his name. His name is going to be Brian Christopher, and Brian is actually my husband's middle name, and Christopher because my middle name is Christine. And originally Kyle and I were searching for, our last name is Stevenson, so we were searching for like a strong one-syllable name. We didn't want a long name with Stevenson. So we were looking for one syllable and went through a bunch of things, and we found a bunch of cute names, but just all of them seemed like they were short for another name. Like, we kind of liked the name Brax, but it's just like, well, why didn't you name him Braxton? Or, you know, and you can't do Braxton Stevenson. Or, you know, like just that example for a bunch of others. So one day we were just talking, we were actually on the golf course, and I said, well, I like your middle name, and he was like, you know, I kind of do too. And so anyway, just, I guess from then on, I was sure that I wanted to name our son Bran, but it took my husband Kyle a bit, but I just started calling him Baby Bran for many weeks until, and Kyle would not commit, and finally one day, or I kept like giving him other name options, like, what do you think about this name? What do you think about that name? And he would just say, well, I feel like he's already Bran to us. That other name doesn't feel right. And I'm like, well, then commit to the name Bran. And so finally he did. He did on Halloween, I think. So anyway, that's kind of cool. But we will have a little Bran Christopher in about a month or 7 or 8 weeks. We'll see. However long he decides, I guess. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you know anyone with the name Bran, because we haven't. I've had a couple of people tell me that they know a Bran, but most of the time they say they know it as the last name. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Until